Let's go. When I look back and I'm thinking about Pain is Dead, like some of the, do you remember the Rap City?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the funnest shit ever.
Okay.
It was so much fun to record that. We had a car show just to record that video.
I've tried finding it.
Yeah, me too.
Like
I don't know.
Several times.
Yeah, I don't know if it's out there anymore.
Right. But I mean, like I really tried finding this thing several times. But anyway.
I think I twerked in that video.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Sure. Twice.
Yeah. But
you what? What was that?
I think I twerked in that video.
Josh, can you pull up a video on twerking just in case anybody isn't familiar with it?
Let's keep it PG.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Like I said, I wish we had the video because it would. I mean,
that was the start of it all, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I had been rapping for a while then, but that was whenever it started getting good. Like it was fun.
Yeah.
We were making all kinds of crazy videos all day, every day. We had a couple of guys that worked with us that, they knew how to just walk out in the shop and just make that and like create that energy. Mm-hmm. And then we just start like either dancing or just doing some silly shit. And so that's whenever it was really, really, really fun. And
do you remember what year that was?
2011.
Yeah.
2010.
Okay.
So between 10 and 12, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you remember the video that they did at Miller's place with the brown, it was like a mocha Mazda?
That was at our place.
Was it?
Yeah. Jim Miller was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was an Arlon training.
Yeah. Okay. Damn, I thought that was at Jim's place.
No, that was
Yeah, it was Arlon's. Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, there was I wasn't supposed to be there. I wasn't like signed up for the class, but I like controlled the music and I was in there and I was like, oh, we're gonna wrap a car as fast as we can. Yeah. I did this in San Antonio a few weeks ago, so let's do it again.
But it was a vibe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And so like those are two very important moments for me.
Yeah.
Like personally, like looking back. And so it's funny, you've said it a couple times where you're like, nobody knows who the hell I am, but like,
well, that's how it's kind of grown into. Like I said, I feel like I've not like been forgotten, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just haven't been in the limelight. I haven't been in front of people for a long time, for many years,
Well, that's why I thought that, I think that you were a really good pick. I told you that earlier. I think you're a great pick. I think you're a really good fit, especially for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Of course. And I think at some point, Josh, we should probably play his video. And so if it's not uncomfortable enough for you to make the video, but to sit here with somebody else and watch your video.
Oh, that'd be awful, but I'm down. I'm great.
Fucking wonderful, right?
Which video?
The show's launch.
Yeah.
Yeah, my introduction.
We should do that.
But so just keep that on your radar. At some point, we'll run that.
I mean, you brought it up now.
Yeah, let's run it. Let's do it. Yeah,
might as well.
But
my palms are sweaty.
Are they?
I'm just kidding.
My knees are weak.
Arms heavy. Anybody got any spaghetti?
We can find some. We can find some for sure.
I mean, we used to we used to get spaghettis at AJ's all the time.
Jesus Christ.
Spaghettis, plural.
Yeah, and I really love the thumbnail that Pain is Dead picked for the video, where I'm just like,
I mean, they're pretty dope.
Yeah, I liked it.
They look good. All right, let's see.
Now see here.
Rappers, you ever find yourself wondering, what film is that? Is that tool gonna work for me? Where do I even buy it? Welcome to Unwrapped. I'm Josh, and this is your exclusive look into the latest rap films, colors, tools, and me unwrapping the whole industry, one show at a time. If you've been in the rap game for more than 10 minutes, you know it moves fast. We're evolving quickly, so staying current on the latest and greatest is very important. So on this show, I'll unwrap products from across the globe, we'll try them out together, and you'll get a real review on the spot for every show. So you can make an informed decision on what works best for you and your team. But wait, there's more. Rumor has it, if you subscribe to the Pain is Dead Instagram, you not only get my show, Unwrapped, you also get 9 other shows with 9 other topics hosted by 9 of your favorite pros. That's 10 shows feeding you healthy information to help you grow both personally and professionally. So y'all go check them out. Subscribe and follow the Pain is Dead Instagram, and we'll see you at RapsCon.
Boom.
Hey, Rap.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's a handsome fella.
Yeah.
My beard's like 2 inches longer now. I think it was like a month ago.
No, but that was perfect. That was the perfect first. You know what I mean? Like,
and I didn't know what I was doing at all.
Nobody
like,
does.
I don't know. Like, yeah, you don't know until you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I'm just saying, like, that kind of set the pace for for everybody else.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody's sitting around like, you know, hell, we still don't have ours figured out, right? Like, I'm still working through the you know, I don't know, the process of like locking that down. Like, it could literally change any second. Like, we could literally just
see the concept hit pretty. The concept for the show.
I know Austin loves to hear that. So
pretty quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was able to feed off that because I knew exactly kind of what I had a vision.
Sure.
Like right off the bat.
Yep.
You know, I was ready. I was like, okay, this is exactly what I can do.
Any inspiration there? Was it?
Just the comeback, man.
Yeah.
That's it, man. I was like, I got to do something.
Yeah.
Because I've been itching to do something different within the industry.
Right.
But just something different. You know, pushing a squeegee is great. You know, I make, you know, money for the family and, you know,
I can eat. It's great.
You
it's
know,
wonderful.
and, you know, I'm able to stay creative and do all that. And so that part of it's great, but I've just been, you know, wanting to do something different.
Sure.
You know, not completely, I don't want to go work somewhere else or do something completely different, but within the industry. And I think that's, this is that opportunity.
Sure. You're day to day though. You're an installer.
Yeah.
You're wrapping cars
all day, every day.
Yeah. Contractor, freelance. How's that work?
Yeah. So literally like I put my squeegee down yesterday and got in the car and drove 6 hours.
Yeah. That's cool.
So it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like I didn't wash my hands.
That's all right. You're not going to offend anybody here. I promise.
No, I've washed them since.
Oh, okay.
We're good now. You know, that white interior wasn't so happy. Whenever.
But so contract, so you, solo?
Yeah.
Individual.
Yeah.
Right. So
I've tried to have people work with me before and I'm just, I don't know if it's me, but I just have a certain way.
Sure.
You know,
it's you.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's okay.
I'm just kidding.
I'll own it. That's mine.
But what I've started to realize with contract installers is that like the community isn't there like it used to be.
Yeah.
It seems that way, right? And so it's like it's strange for independent installers to like work together and communicate and like there's just a little bit of tension there.
There's a really cool group in Jacksonville though.
I've heard.
Yeah, there's probably about 10 of us.
Yeah.
That and I'm just guessing that number, but that have worked together randomly for a long time.
Was it well no, TJ was a little bit further south, right? Do you know TJ?
TJ.
Capsule? No?
I think so.
Okay. Well, he had a similar setup, but I think he was a little
he
bit
close
further
to
south.
Miami or something?
Yeah, I think he's further south. Okay. Never mind. Sorry.
But yeah, just in like Jacksonville, St. Augustine, like North Florida, Northeast Florida. There's a group of us that like, you know, when we get together, we rock some shit out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And
slam
it's really cool. We're joking, just cutting up, and it's a good community that way. And I think that I mean, I wasn't the one that, you know, rallied it all together, but I was in the beginning. You know what I mean? There was like 3 or 4 of us that we worked at different shops, and then we all went to independent.
Yep.
You know, and then we kind of like rallied together whenever we did go independent because it's like, okay, shit, we need some work. You know, so I'm going to reach out to this guy that I used to work with. He used to work over here. Now he's doing some stuff. So it turned into something really good. Yeah, you know, cool. there's a good group of guys that you can.
But I found that like when you're doing a lot of jobs by yourself, you do feel disconnected.
Oh, yeah,
and you're, you know what I mean? Like you are missing that little bit of community, and it's strange because the internet should help with that.
Especially when you've had it.
Right.
When you were like when you were running with a crew.
Right.
Or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and so I started to say that earlier. I wanted to make sure that you knew that. Like, one, I've said it twice now. I'm going to say it again. I do think that you're a great fit, and I am super excited about it for multiple reasons. But like, I remember you like very clearly. Like, you were a big part of that movement or early on, right? Like, whether you know that or whether you know it or not. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just saying that. Like, you seem like one of those guys that. That's not why you were doing it, right? Like you weren't doing it for the clout or for the.
No, I was having fun, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was different. It was brand new.
Yeah.
I loved whenever somebody's like, "What do you mean? It's a sticker?" I'm like, "Yeah, exactly. Watch this." You know, it was fun.
But from the outside looking in, like I said, like you were a very important part of all that. You know what I mean? So it's like with this, like. when I think about the shows thing, right? Like obviously Pain is Dead has been through like a lot of shapes and forms and it's had its ups and downs but it's like this,
and that's my relationship with Pain is Dead.
Right.
Has been the same way.
Yeah.
You know
Well, I think
There's
I think
off and
that's
on,
I think it's Pain is Dead as in general has just been that way, right? Like it's like obviously you can't stay on top all the time.
Right.
You just can't, right? It just doesn't work. There's an ebb and flow to it, right? And so there for a minute, man, it was like it was the thing.
It was it.
It was everything.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like a cultural thing that like we could all like speak from, and like it was beautiful. I mean, it was badass. Like it was a rally thing. It was like a, you know, like a shield of armor or pride or like a badge, you know, and so like obviously, like I said, over time it just people change. You start seeing
it's involved in a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Like it's went through these forms of like being a little bit more organized and business but there's still like when I think back, I can't help but think of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I just can't help but do it. Almost more so than Austin, which is kind of strange, right?
Well, I mean, I was one of the faces, though.
Right.
You know, Austin wasn't. He was.
Well, it wasn't the
business.
intention, right? Yeah,
he was business. I was the guy that was, you know, doing the installs that you would see that would make Pain is Dead, set Pain is Dead separate from, you know, just everybody else.
Well, it was like you were, I don't know, a good representation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You were young, wild, and free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you breathed the language of Pain is Dead. When somebody looked at you, they didn't question, like they were like that's the dude.
Yeah.
I know that guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Pain is Dead was huge for me too.
That's a part of me.
You know,
right?
I was there from day one to where it was like, you know, it was Austin's baby, but I was definitely, it was part of me.
What'd that look like?
What do you mean?
What did it look like when it started? Like
it was actually so from what I remember, Pain is Dead started as a hashtag.
Sure.
We just wanted to poke at the local painters.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because we started to think that we were good enough. You know, we could.
And
compete.
you say we? What do you mean?
As a shop.
Yeah.
You know,
so
the shop.
Back then it was.
Then
201. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so we wanted to poke at the painters. We thought we were good enough to compete.
Is that where you started? Was 201?
No, I started before 201.
Okay.
I had a shop, and then I shut my shop down. We talked about that earlier. Whenever I was kind of got into the more contracting, like out in the field.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So I shut my shop down.
I thought that was more recent. I'm sorry.
And then I went to more of a contracting base, and then Austin and I kind of teamed up back. That was 2009.
Yeah.
And then a couple years later, that's when Pain is Dead kind of came about.
So how'd you get into it? How'd you get into sticking in general?
I worked at a plastic warehouse.
Really?
And I was recruited from there from a friend of mine's dad that owned a sign shop.
Like raw plastic? Like resin?
No, just plastic sheets, rolls, stuff like that. Just the sign shops would come in and get all their supplies and substrates and stuff.
Yep.
And I was recruited from there to work at a sign shop. I started working at a sign shop, and this is before big prints were even thought of.
Sure.
You know, it was all, you know, the permanent adhesive, cut vinyl, cut letters, stuff like that.
Yep.
And then I went from there.
So just like picking orders, like they'd put an order in, you'd put their order.
I'd drive the forklift and I'd go pick up their sheets and back it up to their truck, load their trucks up. So,
you know, when I think of you, certified forklift operator isn't the first thing that comes to mind.
No, I was never certified. I flew way under the radar. They're like, you know how to drive this thing, right? I was like, I'll figure it out.
It's funny. We were on a job the other day and somebody asked, we were trying to get a scissor lift, and somebody was like, do you got your platform certification? And
I've only had to do that once.
I was like, no. And Scott came up and he was like, oh yeah, I've got mine. And the
like,
guy's like,
do you need my card or my number? And
the guy's like, do you have your card? He's like, no. And I was like, I got my number though. And he goes back and looks for the keys. He knows he's full of shit. And I look at Scott,
but he has to get the job done.
I say, you don't have your aerial platform certification. And he's like, yes, I do. And then he got it, and he's just like, I don't have that shit.
Remember that role play thing we were talking about earlier?
I got the keys as I'm walking away. Josh is like, aerial platform certification?
It sounded good, didn't it?
Yeah,
it really did. They got us the keys, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. The guy was sold on it too. That's really made it good. But yeah.
So yeah, from there I went to work. I was there for a couple of years, and went to work for more of like a print house, a production house.
But when you went to work there, were you did you go straight to install, or were you in production? And
both.
Okay.
It was just 3 of us.
I gotcha.
So yeah, that was
Small shop.
it was a small shop, and went to a bigger print house where I learned more of like kind of design, because the guy that was my manager, he was like eager to teach me how to design. He just wanted everybody to know what he knew.
Sure.
And learn more about printing, the printers, how the printers operate,
Sure.
colors, how to do all that stuff, right? And that's whenever they got bought out and everybody was kind of getting fired and moved around and this, and I got weird. So I was like, you know what, I think I can do this on my own.
Oh, sure.
So I was still working there. I opened a shop, went to, I got one of the Grimco deals. They had a, printer, laminator, the whole kit.
Sure.
I bought one of those.
Like a wrap shop in a box?
Yeah,
kinda?
pretty much. Very expensive wrap shop. So I did that, and I would go to work, and then I would go to my shop at lunch and start prints and go back to work while my printer's running, sweating bullets the entire time, like something's going to happen, right? And then at night, I would go back and I would install at night.
Gotcha.
So I did that for almost, I don't know, about 6 to 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got too much. And I started making a little bit of money doing the wraps. So I was like, okay, I don't need this anymore. So that's whenever I completely shifted. I did that for 2 years. And then that's whenever Austin took over my side, because I was completely screwing it all up.
Yeah.
I knew how to stick. I knew how to work in a warehouse. I knew how to like do the manual stuff.
Did y'all know each other?
Yeah. I've known him since I was 16. So car clubs and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So it was a long. I've been a pain in his ass for a while.
It's hard. It's hard to imagine him at the car show. You know what I mean? No, you don't, because you were there. But like when I'm talking to him, I'm like, is this guy really?
Well, funny
is he showing up at
funny story is there's a lot of times that he didn't go, and I would take his car for him.
Yeah.
And I would tell everybody that I was Austin, because it was too much to explain. It was way too much to explain. Like, okay, no, like,
Dude.
Austin didn't really want to come, but like his car's cool, so like he really wanted his car to be here so I can bring the trophy home for him. So I was like, no, I'm Austin.
What kind of car was it?
A Civic.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a blend between 3 or 4 different Hondas that he had constructed together. It was top tier, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
it was in
dope.
all the magazines. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I don't know. Thinking about Austin in that light is a funny thing for me.
He was boss man.
It's just cool. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said, you think about Austin, you think about, there's a level of professionalism, and he's very business, and he tries to, but to think back that like his roots were, it's very rooted in the car culture, and, and it's not just him saying it. You know what I mean?
And that's where I think
it's cool. It's cool
the
to hear
start
from
for
somebody
him
else.
was easier to get into this type of work because his passion for cars and
Sure.
his love for restyling and all that stuff.
So he came around, seen how much of a shit show you were, and was like, "Hey, we can."
No, actually, the company he was working for, I did a wrap for them, and then we started a conversation because I hadn't seen him in a little while.
Gotcha.
So it was did a wrap for them, and he's like, maybe trying to think about getting back into business. And I was like, well, I'm fucking this one up.
Let's do that.
We can fuck it up together. We'll crash this.
So
shit.
yeah, man, it worked out great though.
Yeah.
And it's we're still going.
That's cool. Yeah, that's exciting. So the Pain is Dead thing, that was really just a spin-off of what you guys were already doing anyway.
Yeah, and then
more of a slogan, or like you said, a hashtag. It was like at the time, right? Like you're not thinking it's going to be like
at all.
Yeah.
We just wanted a couple painters in town to see it, and that's it. And then be like, well, whatever. And I was like, well, shit, let's go toe to toe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then we started noticing there was, if you go and you type into Google matte black wrap, you're going to get every color, every brand. You don't know what you're looking at, So then I think our goal at that point was like, okay, we need to have a place where somebody can go and feel safe about saying, okay, I want that color.
Yeah.
I want that color, and I want to know what it looks like. Not a bunch of edited photos, not a bunch of crazy shit. And then they can go and there was a network of installers, network of shops that we handpicked. They would send us pictures, and we had a guy that would go through pictures all day long. And he was like, okay, this shop's legit. Let's go ahead and put them on the network. So you could go to the website, pick a color, and pick an installer in your area. And then that went freaking worldwide quick.
Did you ever think, Because I mean, I'm sure at some point it was just a saying, right? Like, oh, Paint is dead. Did you ever think then that it would turn into what it is now?
Quickly, I did.
Yeah.
Not to what it is now. I mean, I don't think anybody can really.
Sure.
But yeah, you had hopes, and there was like, oh man, this could really be something crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you don't know what direction it's going to go in.
Yeah, because I mean, chances are, if you're in the industry, especially the rap industry, right? You've at least heard it. You've seen it. Yeah. You've been impacted by it some way, shape, or form. Right. At least when you heard it, you thought it was cool as shit. You're like, oh, that's dope. That's cool. And then
they didn't.
Yeah. Oh no. But the logo and everything, like it's cool. Like the whole thing is cool. So, but so then for you, it was like being a part of that early. What was that like?
I was proud, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was cool because growing up with like building cars and car clubs and stuff like that, I was always just the mascot, the clown guy that didn't really have a cool car or whatever, but I was always there supporting my guys, and just like helping them build their shit. And that really put me into a point where I was like, damn, I'm actually, I'm part of this. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I was really proud. I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was cool.
No, and it's been, like I said, it's for me, it was huge. Like, just working with Austin, getting to hang out with him and stuff like that. Like that's been really cool. Like to slowly find my way into, the ecosystem, you know what I mean? Like being a part of it. And, but for you were living it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you're wrapping the cars, you're in the videos, you know what I mean? Like you were a, maybe even like a very integral part of like, even like its conception and growth and all that stuff. Like,
yeah, there was a lot of times we're just sitting around, eating lunch, and somebody would just pop off at the mouth with some crazy saying, and it ended up on a T-shirt. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how it went. And it was so much fun in that way that anything goes. You know? And
so I wore mine today. I was like, I don't know if because it's old, it's old. So it's like the old, Run Paint Run. Yeah. It's got the old.
Yeah. I just ordered another one, the original, I'd Wrap That. That's the very first T-shirt that was ever printed.
Oh, okay.
So I had to get another one.
Yeah.
So, and there's actually, there's a Paint is Dead T-shirt. I don't know if anybody still has it. If they do, I'd love to see somebody tag me in some pictures of, there's one with my face.
Yeah.
I'm going like this, like with a squeegee, and it, I think it was laid not sprayed. It said laid not sprayed on it. But I have like 5 of them. I never wear them. I just I'm framed. I was like, look at me.
Yeah, it's cool.
But it's awesome. Yeah, so I do consider myself a face in that.
So what was I know that at one point, I don't know at what point, do you remember like Fellers? Like there was like a time frame, like I wouldn't even say Fellers was like carrying the merch and stuff. Do you remember any of that?
No. I mean I did Feller certified. I don't know if that dates me.
No. But it's around I was
like the third
it's around that same time frame. But I can remember on the cover of Fellers one time, Frank had a laid not
spray T-shirt.
Yeah.
We talked about it on the way up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
that was pretty sweet.
It was huge.
Yeah.
Man,
I could only imagine like what Austin felt whenever he saw like
Golly. Yeah. I mean, I know he was into it, right? Like Frank was into the whole thing.
It's trendy as hell. He loves it.
Yeah, but like for Paint is It, like that was huge.
Yeah.
Like that had to be. Yeah. Like I remember seeing it just thinking like, because Frank he really flirted with that like kind of cheesy cliche, like he, you know what I mean? Like he really flirted. Anybody that wears a cowboy hat all the time, like you got to question it a little bit. You got to be like, do you own a ranch? You a cowboy?
Wait just a minute.
Yeah, it's like there's a red flag here somewhere. But then like to see him like really get off, like it's one thing to be a distributor, right? But then it's a whole nother thing when like the distributor's rocking a Paint is Dead shirt.
Well, I mean,
like,
I think it was that legit, you know what I mean? It was that real. And it was like, wow, this is like, I think everybody quickly got the idea like, oh, this is really something.
Yeah.
These guys are really rocking this thing.
Yeah, almost like solidified it. You know what I mean? Like I don't even know who owns Grimco. Yeah, I have no idea. Mm-hmm. Or like, I'm trying to think of another one, like or Metro. I do know the guy that owned Metro, but I can't imagine him wearing a Paint is Dead shirt. Right. On the, whatever the front of their website. Right. You know what I mean? Just because it's just
different though.
It's different.
You know what I mean? It's different. It's new. It's like it's and that's what it's all about. I don't think at one point anybody that was behind Paint is Dead in the very beginning said, oh, we're going to be better than somebody else.
Sure.
It's like, we're going to do this shit differently.
Right.
We're going to have fun, you
Yeah.
know? And that's, and just like Frank, you know, he saw that and he's like, damn, these guys are having fun. I want to have fun too.
Yeah, I want to jump on the
give
wave.
Give me one of the t-shirts.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and then there was a point where I disconnected from Pain is Dead for a long time.
What was that
For
like?
years. It was weird because it was like, it was almost like I had to let one of my kids go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, because that was it was one of my, there it is.
Ooh.
Nice.
Funky fresh is what that is right there.
Nice.
Look like a DJ.
I don't know, but that's my favorite shirt. I don't know about you guys.
Shout out to Austin for the delivery on that one.
Appreciate
That
it.
is nice. Yeah.
That's your face, dude.
Now I got to have one.
That's the one.
So the logo on the back, I remember this thing like
Yeah.
so clearly, man. Like,
The 904.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like that stuff was so like, just people weren't doing that.
Yeah.
There just wasn't, it wasn't cool. Like there was no cool custom, like, man, I can just remember seeing those videos and just thinking you guys were the coolest fucking dudes in the world.
Oh, we were.
The coolest fucking dudes in the world.
You'd walk around the shop being like, Rap City, bitch, rap City.
Dude, I don't
I
know
sang
how
it
many
for
plays. If that thing had 1 million views, I was at least 100,000 without even fucking trying. Dude.
It's funny because just to nerd out a little bit here.
Go ahead.
During that
Get it,
time, I was marching in a indoor percussion ensemble.
That's enough. That's enough.
That was called Rhapsody. So we would do that thing for Rhapsody, and then with the rapping, I was rapping still, and so like it was all just like a interesting little ecosystem.
So I have a funny story too. That was the name of my first business, was Rhapsody Graphics.
No way.
But Rhapsody, like the freedom writing,
Not Rap City.
not Rap
like
City.
Rhapsody in Blue.
Right, exactly. So that was the name of my very first shop.
That's
was
cool.
Rhapsody Graphics.
I don't know if I remember my first one, but I know at one point I was Rapture.
Okay.
So like a shore rap,
Yeah.
but it was also
Rapture, like the TURE.
it was also the last rap shop that you'll ever need.
Boy, you put some thought into that. You practiced that shit in the mirror.
man.
I know you did.
So I have a friend of mine, Logan Easter. I want to say he was the first one that I ever said Rapture, and I fucking fell in love with it. I was like, that's the dopest thing I've ever heard in my life. But even then, it was like I felt like we were allowed to do that, because before then, like when I was younger, me and my dad had a shop, and it was decals and signs. Mm-hmm. It's like
Stickers and such.
Yeah, exactly.
Come
That's
on
where I
down.
get my food and stuff.
It was like the most driest, like lame, you know. And then I switched it during the early Pain is Dead days to DSC custom graphics. And I could take.
Well, you could almost like transform into like what a bad boy kind of like you can do whatever you want. We're rebels out here. We're doing what nobody's doing.
That's what you guys allowed us to do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That was exactly how I felt every day. I was like, shit, we'll do it. Who's going to tell us no?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We're doing something nobody else has done.
Exactly.
So yeah,
and it was cool. You know what I mean? Like you felt cool to be a rapper. You know, like it was like it changed.
That's cool. I like hearing that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why, like, whenever you say, like, "Oh man, I don't know if I'm the guy," and I'm like, "Bro, I don't think you get it."
Because in my mind, I'm hard on myself.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I'm going to tell myself I'm not good enough for that over and over again until I actually do it, and I'm like, told y'all.
Yeah, but I just don't. It makes me wonder, like, is there any positive reinforcement coming from anywhere? You know what I mean? Like, because that's all good. That this
is definitely positive reinforcement.
For sure. Yeah.
And the more of this that I hear helps.
You mean this?
This.
Okay. Yeah.
Right
I thought you meant the shows, but I would say that probably is too, right? Like that's gotta feel.
It's an opportunity, man, and I'm gonna take it. I have to. Like
for sure.
I had one of those moments like now's my time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I gotta go.
Gotta go.
Yeah. So.
But this is different. Like that's completely different from you, right? Like you said, like historically, like you've kind of been the guy in the background that's been kind of like, I'm here to support.
I'm the guy that pops up in the video and does some dumb shit and like oh, he's funny. That's me. But now it's a little bit more. It means a little bit more because I'm actually like I have information. I have something to say.
Sure.
Right. Because I'm going to be reviewing these products and opening these boxes for people to look at, and they're counting on me to give a good review. Like, hey, or a real review, really.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so it's different. Yeah, I'm goofy. I'm gonna. The videos I've made so far are just full of goof.
So where are you at on I get excited when I think about the collaboration, like being able to work with like us being able to work together and do some cool shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm
That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
I think because that's like we were talking about. You don't know that you miss it until you've done it and it's gone. Like the camaraderie and the team because I used to work with crews all the time.
Sure.
And then you go to this solo installer and you don't really understand. You don't know that you miss it until like it's like, damn, it was so much cooler when I could like, shoot the shit with the guy next to me doing a semi trailer or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we're starting to see it more. Like you can see like in the industry where like you've got big players. I mean, you think about like having, I don't know, Justin Pate and Reiner working together. Those two are fucking huge. Like that's two huge players coming together and being able to do stuff together. And then I just seen where Paradox and Jay the Rap Specialist, they did a video together, right? Like those are two huge
it's bringing them together, man. And I think I think that's really cool.
It is badass, right?
Because I've always like every training class or group that I've ever been involved with, the person doing the training, great, awesome information. My favorite part is all the other students. I'll sit there and talk to them because it's real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where you get like, I mean, I hear what he's saying, but man, if you do this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This shit works.
Yeah.
That's where you get the good stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's all part of this, like, collaboration that where people are going to be just, working together, making it. It's going to be one big team again.
Yeah, no, I get super excited. Obviously, like we were talking about it upstairs with like, obviously like the collaborations with the tool stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then, but then like here recently, like me and Josh getting to work together on projects, like it just kind of like fires you back up a little bit. Like it's like
it freshens everything.
Yeah, brings this life back together. And then, so it's like otherwise, like without the shows thing, like I hope that this would have happened, right? Like obviously, like like I said, looking back, like you were very important. I mean, fuck, you made it on a t-shirt. I don't remember exactly when I got it, but I can remember when I went to go order it, like it was a big deal. Like actually like picking, like settling on on one shirt. Yeah. I can remember it just being like sitting behind the computer at the shop, just like, is that the one? Is that the one I'm going to
That's the one.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like, you gonna help us wrap this trailer or what?
No, this is long before that.
Important business going on over here, man.
Man, I don't even remember. I had a small sign shop for a little while. When I was in high school, my dad had a sign shop. And then when I graduated, I kind of spun off and made my own little sign shop. He was tired of it. And I can just remember being in the shop and it was like the whole Paint is Dead thing was such a big deal. And I didn't have when we first got in there, I didn't have a garage, right? So I was doing everything like out behind the shop. Like just anything that we installed. We weren't really wrapping, we did partial wraps, maybe like little trailer wraps and stuff like that, but nothing big, and it wasn't, we're in a small town, so it wasn't like
larger prints, but not like full. Yeah.
No, and I guess we would do wraps, but it just wasn't the same. It wasn't like it wasn't cool. It was more like a corporate, like a something, like a lawn truck or.
But that's how it was before it was cool. You know what I mean? Right. Before I think 3M came out with like their book. It was like 12 colors.
Right.
And that's all you could pick from. There was the matte and gloss black, white, olive green, carbon, like 2 different carbons, I think. I don't even know if they had brush back then. I don't know. It was crazy.
But it wasn't. We really weren't competing with paint at that point.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like it wasn't.
It was all ads.
Yeah. It was all commercial style, And so it was like I think the industry really needed that. Like there was something like when the color change stuff started happening and then people were just doing crazy shit. Like just wild stuff.
I remember printing colors before the color change started coming up. We would print I think one we did was a gray. We just printed a gray. You know how hard grays print.
Yeah. Still, people still struggle with it. They get like these weird
purples and greens.
Yeah.
So that was a crazy to think that think back and we were actually printing colors and had that idea in our minds that we can change the color of this car and it doesn't have to be an advertisement.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And And then all of a sudden, these books started showing up with all these little color swatches and stuff. It's like, okay.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I remember there was one you guys did that was it was an engine bay. I want to say it was like
that was one of Austin's cars, an
Was it?
Integra.
I don't remember if it was an Integra or not. But
He made me wrap that thing 3 times.
Yeah.
Just the same.
for sure, you know what it was.
Exactly.
But I want to say it was like a Hexus orange. I think it was maybe. The color could be wrong, but
It was Hexus.
Yeah?
That was before because I did it in the alligator too.
Oh yeah,
The Hexus alligator, the texture.
yeah,
After that, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, I remember like just thinking like nobody was doing that. Like nobody was wrapping in an engine bay.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
and that's
that
what
was-
Austin's good for.
Yeah.
He pulls you right out of that comfort zone and says, hey, man, you're doing great, but had this idea. That's how door jams. It's not on the record, and I think I might be the first one to ever do a door jam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's cool.
Because we'd never seen it before. I had very choice words to say to him whenever he said, hey, man, we should do the door jams on this car.
But it's not that, like, if you think about it, like, it's not that crazy when the idea isn't that crazy. Right? Like, we're already wrapping the outside. Right. Obviously, at some point, we're going to go to the inside. And it's even like a smaller portion of the car.
It takes just as long as the whole outside. But
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
No, I completely it's not the same.
But I'm just saying from obviously I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like from a person from the outside, like there's some people that just assume that that's part of it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what
Because
I mean?
I'm afraid sometimes where I get finished with a car and it's a completely different color. I went from like white to red, and I get towards the end and I'm like, man, they really should have done door jams on this car.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they thought they were getting it because that's what the
standard.
they might have seen a car getting done, on the internet somewhere, and they just thought that's part of it.
Yeah, could you imagine that shocking moment when they open the door and they're just like,
Hold up.
Glaring white.
Hold up.
Supposed to be red.
This ain't right.
did y'all forget this piece here?
We're looking like a candy cane. What the hell?
But so do you remember the first door jam you did?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It was an Infiniti G37 or G35. It was a black car, I think. Maybe a white car. And it was going like a satin dark gray or a matte dark gray. And it was a friend of ours. We didn't know him for a while. And yeah, it was...
Was it like after the fact or was it like going in, you knew?
Going in, we didn't. I don't think we thought about it whenever the sale happened.
Sure.
But it was... we had that conversation afterwards. And Austin was like, hey, let's kick this thing up a notch. You know what I mean? So we got a hold of him, I think. And I don't really remember all the particulars, but
Sure.
I ripped them doors off and did the whole thing. So
you did inside and out. So it wasn't just the,
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's like, there's a level of commitment there. Like depending on the car, like if you just roll the one.
There's a few out there that you don't really have to do a bunch of disassembly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's rare.
Right.
Yeah. It's rare.
Normally when you say door jam, it's like.
Yeah, that's the majority of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The installation part, there's a skill that is involved that's needed to do that type of work. But the disassembly and reassembly, man, you got to be on point. You got to have the right tools,
Yeah. Well, and there's a level of confidence too when you start like disconnecting the door. Like there's some painted bolts in there and shit. It's like kind of like I don't know, man. Like I never feel good about it.
I got used to it though.
Yeah.
Ripping apart Lambos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's like you almost getting numb. It's just nuts and bolts to me now.
Sure.
You know what I mean? There's a particular way to do certain cars, and like you said, the painted bolts, you got to be careful and make sure it goes back together as nice as you possibly can get it.
Yeah, factory. If you can, that's kind of the
as
goal.
close as factory. Yeah. But it's that almost that fear. At first, you get that like, oh damn, this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah. So when you we were talking that separation from the group for a little while, when you were watching it, what was your perspective on that? Like
I was still really proud of it.
Yeah.
I knew that
what were you doing at the time? Like just head down working,
That's whenever throughout that it was probably like 4 years where I didn't even talk to the people that I worked with before, and I just kind of like had my own shop, and I rarely used the shop, But it got to the point where was I going with that? Yeah, I would look back and see the progress that Pain is Dead was making. And never once was I like, oh man, I should be a part of that. I never got sour about it. I was always proud of it because I knew it was my decision to walk.
Sure.
Because I was in a point where there was people in my life that told me that what I was doing wasn't good for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying when I say that?
Yeah.
So there was I was always working too much.
Yeah, there's always those people that are like, you got to think bigger picture. You got, you're living in the moment or whatever.
Yeah, or it's really holding me back from what I thought I needed to do to not only be a part of something, but create something bigger within this industry. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it required a lot of time, required a lot of my attention and time to really dive in and make it all work. Yeah. And there was people in my life at that time where they were just like, no, we want that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want that time.
Sure.
And so I got to where I didn't like the industry anymore. You know what I mean? I had a hate for everything that I was doing because it was making me money and that was it. That's
just burn out.
Just burn out. And I was telling myself, I was letting those thoughts and what people were telling me get in, and I was believing it. So I wasn't doing what I needed to do for everything except for the rap industry.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I was like, well, screw this. I want that. So I don't want that part of my life to fall apart.
We lose a lot of really, really good talent and really good people to that. How'd you recover? How'd you bounce back?
I didn't.
No?
I just drug through it. You know what I mean? It was.
Well, it sounds like you're in a better place now.
Yeah, but now it's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this,
so you just work through it. Just work through it.
Put my head down and did the best I could to just kind of get through. I didn't really, at the time, I didn't know I was going through something. So, you know what I mean?
Okay, I got you.
I was just I was in it. I was in my grind. I was grind mode all day, every day, just work.
Just thought it was part of the process.
Part of the process.
Yeah.
Right. And now looking back, it's like, damn, that was a really dark, kind of shadowy place that I was in. You know, I don't want to go back over there.
Sure.
And then this is that new life, these shows, and where the direction that I'm going in now is it's a new life, a new light. It's just like a light has been shined down on like what I've done in the past. Mm-hmm. And like you said, like whenever you're like, I remember you.
Yeah.
I didn't, I don't think that way. Whenever I don't think there's people out there that are like, oh man, I remember that guy.
Sure. But I think you need to, and because it is a healthy balance, right? Like obviously you don't want to think so much of yourself that you're just like, look at me, I'm the king.
No, but I'm that type of person that needs a little bit of that.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need those attaboys. I need,
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everybody does.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you get in your own head and the only story that you're telling is well, I'm a fucking loser. Nobody knows who I am. Yeah. I just need to crawl.
I'm working my ass off, but it's never good enough.
Like who fucking cares? Right. Because you're just beating yourself down all the time. Like it's hard to catch your breath and enjoy it. You know what I mean?
And see the bigger picture.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I said, there's some cats out here from small towns that are looking up to you that are like, dude, like
that's cool. That's cool to hear.
It was a movement. It was huge for me. It changed my life. It really did.
That's awesome.
Watching you guys, it was like
I'm sending you a T-shirt with my face on it.
I want it. I want it because it was big. It was like I said, it made rapping cool. You know what I mean? Like when I would tell. I can remember having conversations with my mom when I told her what I was, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a race car driver. And then it got to a point where it was like, okay, that's probably not going to happen. I'm going to have to do something else.
Side quest.
Yeah. So rapping just made sense because I rap my own stuff. And so it was like, I already had a good foundation for that. But, for my mom, she's looking at it and she was like, you're going to play with stickers
all day.
That's going to be your thing. Yeah. Like you think you can really make, and then my mom's super supportive. Don't take that the wrong way, but I'm just saying.
She's going to let you know one time.
Yeah. She's going to, hey, look, maybe like that's cool that you get to do that, but like maybe you should get a degree, maybe consider like, graphic design or business management or something, something that runs parallel to it. And I'm just like, fuck school, lady. Yeah. I'm going to plow. But at that point, it was just so hard to convince somebody that there was a real pathway there. You know what I mean? So that's a struggle.
Right.
And then, you're talking to like people I went to school with, like they're doing cool shit. Like a lot of my buddies were into racing and they're working for race teams and they're race car drivers themselves. And it's like, it was like, what are you up to? Oh, you're still doing the sticker thing, huh? And it's like, yeah, it's kind of what I do, you know. And then when all that when Pain is Dead blew up, like I said, it made me feel cool.
It gave it another level of
like there were fucking dudes out there that were cool that I could relate to. That was like, man, this is like I'm
finally,
where
have you been?
These are my people. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then, like I said, you're sitting, and so I don't know. I think it's important. I don't think enough people are comfortable talking about it. I mean, because maybe it sounds kind of cheesy, but I know, like, I don't know how many of those fucking T-shirts sold, but I guarantee there was a bunch. There was a bunch of them, right? Because I would go to shows and I would see people rocking them. You know, or you'd go out, you know, and like I said earlier about the Frank thing, like that shit was cool.
Yeah,
man. Like that was.
And it just kept going. You know, it never really. I mean, I guess you know the hype slowed down a little bit here and there, but then you know Austin's always been good at like there's something new. Yeah. You know, just like these shows.
Yeah.
These shows are going to boost it one more time. You know what I mean? It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I've been trying to think of a way to like incorporate. Like I'm thinking like the first show that I do is probably going to be like like the show that we're working on doing is going to be kind of.
I just want to say I hope this tracks because I just explained this to them.
What do you want?
So I hope you.
So you already heard him.
So if y'all hear something different, we're not on the same page.
I won't explain it again if you've already heard it.
I hope we are.
I just want to, you know, like so. All right.
No, go ahead and explain it.
Yeah, he was like halfway through it when you walked back in. So.
Yeah. But either way, it's I just think of a kind of like the Daily Show or like a news, you know, maybe not as formal, right? I might slick my hair back and put on a suit. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
tuned in.
Yeah, just dial it in. But just kind of like when I originally thought about it was like a Dan Bongino or like something like just kind of, you know, somewhat of an opinion piece, but also being able to capture like a broader scope of things and then, you know, dial it into the community as well. But being able to, the first episode, I think of it like I really wanted to touch on the whole Pain is Dead thing because, like I said, there's like an ebb and flow to every business, and that's one of the reasons I'm excited about doing the podcast with Austin is so people can kind of hear, because you can see it, right? But to know like the inner workings and stuff, like me and him had a long conversation one night about the inner workings of it, you know. And I'm thinking like there's this team of people, and he's like, nah, it's me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, nah, I mean, you're not finding all the He's like, yeah. Like you're sharing all? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, obviously I'm surrounded by people that inspire me and that like influence me and like make it to where this is possible.
Yeah. He's a force.
It's me. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Like it has to have an ebb and flow. Like there's like all the weight's kind of on his shoulder. So I'm really excited about hearing that perspective. Yeah. But then, like I said, from the outside looking in, it's like the word I've been using is like it's a bit dramatic, but it's like the resurrection, and that kind of plays into the Pain is Dead thing, you know. Like it's pretty exciting.
And the old rapture.
Yeah,
you're
like
in
the rapture.
These words.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's symbolism, really. Put up some I don't know, but either way, like the resurrection or the revival or something like that, like to be a part of that, like for me is huge.
It's almost like you can almost see like the generation behind us, these guys that are getting started, they're where you were, you know what I mean, watching people do cool shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
so that's
like,
going to keep them interested and keep them hyped up.
Well, I'm thinking like if I could be what you were for me, for them.
That's what I mean.
Bro, how fucking dope would that be? Yeah. Like that's like the coolest opportunity. Like,
that was the dopest thing I've ever heard in my life, honestly.
Do you think a lot of the older guys are looking at it that way?
I would say anybody that had a Pain is Dead logo anywhere in their shop, on any of their merchandise, if they ever wore a T-shirt, if they ever just mumbled the phrase Pain is Dead at any point, they feel the same way. They might be too chicken shit to share it.
It's because they believed in it. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So whenever it's, you know, I'm not saying it's gone, it went stagnant because it's been alive for since then.
100%.
You know what I mean? But whenever something else happens and it just boosts it.
Sure.
They're just like, you got this whole crowd of people just like, yeah, they're back at it now, you know?
And that's why there's no good way to say the ebb and flow thing, because it's just not, you know, but I think.
But that's natural. I mean,
I think the community, the group that you guys had, I think that it just done something. It was just cool, dude. It was something.
That's so cool to hear.
And then when it grew out, and then other people kind of had it was similar. You know what I mean? They couldn't do it all the time because it just seemed like it was a lifestyle for you guys. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
All day, every day.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. And it was authentic and it was real. And like, that's who you guys are. It's who you know. And so then when these other people would do it, you know, it's only a little, you know, like we can just have a little, like,
okay.
like I can just like show off just a little bit.
Right.
Like, you know, I can wear my Pain is Dead shirt under my polo, right? Because I, you know,
you like pull it up every once
check it out, you know.
Is that you, dude?
So I understand, like, obviously it can't be, not everybody can be, you know, balls out all the time. And like, but I think that was kind of the cool thing about even the Pain is Dead page was like being able to go there and see those things of just like, what in the world? Like
it gave a lot of people something to kind of just like drive for, you know what I mean? Because the pictures of the installs that we were putting on that page were over the top.
Still are.
And still are.
Yeah. Like I see shit today that I'm just like, what the fuck?
The new guy or the new girl that wants to get into the business, if they're not the type that gets discouraged, like I can never do that, that's going to push them to another
100%,
level.
100%.
Like crazy levels.
Yep.
To try to get to that.
And you can see it. Like there is a group of the next group of people that are coming in, like you can see that same fire and passion and like they're jacked, like they're all coming at it from different angles. And so were we, like our paths were two completely different paths. Right. But it still didn't mean that I wasn't there. I was, you know, it was just as real for me as it was for you. I promise. You know what I mean? Like,
because every time you say it, every word that comes out of your mouth, whenever you're talking about back then, I know exactly what you're talking about. That feeling, that vision that you had of the industry and how it was kind of like, oh wow, it's fucking cool now. You know what I mean? This is
it
sweet.
allowed us to be cool. You know, and
just
it
stretch.
Maybe
all
it was
boundaries.
like goofy and like, you know, whatever. It didn't matter because like when you would do like logos like that, like when you would see that, like before then, like that shit wasn't. No. It wasn't. You know,
so it gave a lot of people freedom to just do whatever they wanted.
Yeah, you could be cool and custom, and you could like. There's a space
and
for
it was
us
appreciated.
To play. Yeah,
you know,
it
was really accepted.
Yeah, and if you've done it good enough, there's a chance that it would get shared on the platform. You know what I mean? And then there was a certain level of respect. I mean, I can't tell you how many people that I followed because of the page, or you know, like stuff that I was introduced to that otherwise I, you know, probably like I don't know how I would have found. I mean, I probably would have found it at some point, but like it just funneled it. It made it easier to where it was like, man, if you were looking to be inspired, it's an easy. Just get on there and plow, and you'll see all kinds of shit.
Because you know, doing this type of work, you get, you know, little creative blocks.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go to Pain is Dead.
Yeah.
And just like browse the hundreds and thousands of pictures or whatever, and then you're gonna come up with something.
Something you're gonna be inspired. Something's gonna trigger that thing. So, the shows thing. So, what as far as like you said it earlier, like this is out of the pocket for you.
Very.
You know, you've been behind the scenes a lot of times, or more.
That's where
even like a hype man. Even you know, like I think about you like Murphy Lee. I don't know if you remember Saint Lunatics or not, but anyway, Murphy Lee dropped his own album, by the way. Okay. One of the best happened for Saint Lunatics. Not a big deal, but.
Nobody cares.
No, I do. I know you're talking. Pull up a song.
Josh, can we get some Murphy Lee?
The outro, please.
We're trying to monetize this channel. So
but like thinking of like you stepping out of that role into like this lead role, you know, what are your thoughts on it? Like, what are you looking forward to it?
I'm excited as hell. Yeah, scared to death, but I'm excited as hell at the same time. You know, because I know deep down I'm capable. Sure. Right. Yeah. I'm going to tell myself throughout this whole process that I'm not. It's not going to make it. Right. But I'm very capable of doing it. So I know what I'm capable of. I know how my personality comes across for the masses. You know, I'm that type of person that, like, you know, in 5 minutes we'll be best friends. You know what I mean? I've never met you before, but we'll be homies in a minute. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, I feel that.
Right. So I'm very excited. Yeah. It's all excitement.
So how did it come about?
It was kind of crazy because I was doing an install, and I went over to the Pro Series shop, and I was sitting in Austin's office, and he's explaining these shows that he's thinking about doing, and then he's like, man, I'm looking for this one personality, there's one type of person, and he's literally naming me every time he's doing it. And he's not saying like, hey, I was thinking about you, so what do you think about the show? He's like completely just like lead me on, right? so he's like, yeah, I'm looking for somebody that does this. They're funny, you know, they really know the industry, like has been in there for, you know, exactly the amount of years that you've been in.
Wait a minute,
I'm
funny.
like, hold on just a minute. You're talking about me, aren't you? Right. So that's kind of how it started. And then I was like, I don't know, dude. At first I was like, I've never done that before, you know? So I wasn't very excited then, but then I was like, you know what, maybe I could do something like this. You know, so I started buying little equipment here and there, you know, nothing crazy, some lights and stuff, and just playing, messing with it. You know, it's just.
Do you have any episodes done now?
I have 2 that are almost done, but I'm waiting for something to be shipped to me so I can use it because my videos are going to be sections. There's a couple sections, like the first. You know, I'm going to do just an introduction of the product that I have.
Sure.
It's going to be more intimate, like me and the camera.
Yeah.
I'm setting up a little studio space just for that piece. And then it's going to cut to like action shots, me using it or, you know, wrapping a car with a new film or.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be. Well, so in your head, when you imagine somebody sending you something, is there like certain categories that you'll stay in, or is it just.
I'm open for whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you send it to me and I'll, I mean, if you want it, if one, it's cool for the manufacturer or whoever's making that product because it's a showcase.
Sure.
You know, and I'm not going to be the one that be like, oh, this sucks.
So no,
you know what I mean?
So no limit. So somebody could send you a printer.
Yeah.
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 That'd be cool. Right.
Because I've used printers and I'll do a little crash course just to make sure that I'm operating the machine the correct way.
Yeah. But even if you're not even like, if you're not a fluent printer operator, right?
But if I get through it, that just shows you that,
right?
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's kind of a good thing.
Yeah,
right.
We just bought a printer for our shop, and that was a doozy, like the office, just a little tiny office printer.
Yeah,
you would think that would be like
just plug it in.
Right. It's not.
but
Well,
it ain't.
like so, like it's when. I really like. It's funny because like the stuff that we needed printed was just like work order stuff, right? Like so, it was like.
Hang on, don't get me wrong. It was plug and play.
Yeah,
for the most
simple
part,
process, but
the process of buying a printer is absolutely stupid.
Yeah, because you get in there and it's like, well, what do we really need? Like, what when you see $100 printer and an $800 printer sitting side by side,
and they're exactly the same.
You look at the things and they say the exact same thing. It's like, listen, I like buying quality stuff, but.
That's why I don't trust the internet at all. At all.
At all. You can't.
You can't trust the people at big certain fly. You know, I won't say the actual name, but it rhymes with that.
But if you look at like an Epson sitting next to an HP, and then there's this other one called Brothers, right? And they all have the same things. They're all doing the same things.
Go straight to the reviews.
It's like, what in the world? Like, what are we
I'm sorry,
doing?
I got us off onto a ADHD.
No, it's fine because I
saw the same squirrel.
It tracks because kind of the same thing. That's what I was just curious. Like, you know, if it obviously like the easy thing is tools, right?
Yeah, tools, products, accessories, stuff like that. Like new films, tools. I think are going to be probably the majority because there's films coming out all the time. You know.
So how do you? I wanted to ask you that too. How do you navigate that? Like you and Austin are boys, right? He manufactures tools.
Well, we've talked about that.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm gonna model this whole thing to where like I don't want to be branded. You know what I mean? And I'm not a polishable person. Yes, I'm coin operated as hell. If there's work out there, I want to get paid for it.
Sure.
This is different, right? I'm not getting paid by any of these people that are sending me products to showcase their product and review it. I'm doing it for the people, and you know that's and the subscriptions is where the money's coming in. So it's
so they're paying.
The people are paying me. The people that are watching the videos are paying me. So that's what I'm gonna base my whole show off is to I'm here for you.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're looking at this product and you're kind of like on the fence, I don't know if it's going to work. If it's a tool or a film or whatever. I want to be that. I'm going to knock you off the fence.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so you can make a
that
decision.
safe place where you can go.
So you can make a decision. You know, this is how it works, and this is a real world experience that you're witnessing right in front of your eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So, and because I'm gonna, even if I don't know how to use it.
Yeah, so I think about like a film, right? Like it doesn't make you a bad person if you pull the liner off, stick it on, and pull it off, and it's right, and so it's sticking like hell. Right. Like that doesn't that does
nothing. So then it would be more of like a hey, this isn't for me kind of thing.
Right.
Like if you're in a colder climate and you like high tack stuff and this or whatever it is,
Sure.
then this film would probably work. But I'm going to use it and work with it to the best of my ability. So visually they can say, okay, I know exactly how that film works, because it's going to be, I don't know. I just want to be real. You know what I mean? I just want to be completely just.
Do you see a space where you can, like, so just say for that instance, right? Let's just say that there's one of the manufacturers sends you a good tack reducer and you like it, right? And you say, okay, this one checks out. Like I'm going to tell you, if you're interested in a tack reducer, this one's the good one, right? Okay. Next video, we're working with a high tack material. You're saying, okay, look, these are the sticky as hell. You know, if you're looking for a permanent adhesion, you're looking for this specific color, maybe you go this route. Do you see incorporating that other product with that? Like, is that something where, like, because I know.
I don't think so, because I would want it to be raw. You know what I mean? As raw, like this is what I'm reviewing. This is what I'm looking at. It's just this film.
Yeah. So it's not this isn't a training thing. I'm
not training at all.
Yeah.
Like the ones that I'm just let out a little bit of a teaser or whatever. I'm doing some new films right now, and I'm not talking in the videos, that the action shots. You're just watching me rap.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You're watching me stick it on a fender, a door, a back bumper, whatever it is. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about it.
Sure.
I'm not saying, oh, well, it pulls very nice this way or whatever. You know, that's not where this is a new film. People are interested in colors. People are interested in the performance of the film. And that all comes at the very end.
Sure.
So that's the third segment of my show, is me sitting back down in front of the camera saying, hey, that was great.
What kind of length the video do you think it'll be?
Under 5 minutes.
Under 5, yeah. More than 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. So somewhere in that sweet spot of 3 to 5, something like that.
Yeah.
How about quantities? I think could be
that's still kind of gray. Yeah.
So I know that we've
I'm shooting for every week. I want to do a show a week.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just because there's plenty of stuff out there.
Sure.
To mess with. You know what I mean? To get my hands on. And I've sent out plenty of letters so far to see if there's anybody that's willing to just, send me some stuff. Give me your, like I did like a top 3. I was like, give me your best seller, give me your worst seller, and give me something that's just kind of like, you don't know how it's going to do in the market.
Sure,
you know what I mean? Send me 3
Josh,
things.
did we get a letter? Did we get a... No? Okay.
I don't think we did.
Just checking, just making sure.
No, I sent it. Just like you sent the rendering.
Austin, you got the rendering? Same thing.
I'm waiting for the carrier pigeon.
Well, at any point, if you do run
Sounds
out
like it's
and you need some, holler at us. We'll be.
No, I knew I was coming. That's why I didn't send it to you. I was going to talk to you about it. So. But I think that would be cool, because I really like that Defender.
I guess we can put some stuff up for the calls.
Hey. Just like that. So, and that's got to be exciting too, right? Just getting to work with manufacturers and brands, and you know what I mean? Like, as it grows, I could easily see like that as an opportunity for them to, you staying neutral like that makes it to where it's like, okay, you think it's good? Send it to Josh.
Yeah.
See what he says.
Give it to Mikey. Give
it to Josh. He'll try it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
And that's what I want to be.
Yeah.
I want them to be confident, to know that if you give me a product, I'm not going to bash it.
Sure.
Right. I'm going to give you my real opinion. And if it's not for me, it's not for me. If it's great, I'm going to tell you it's great.
Yeah.
In my opinion, though, that's me. Everybody has their own style of doing things. There's not one person. You don't rap like I rap. Sure. I don't install like you install. There's so many different ways to have success as an installer. And that's what I want them to know, that I'm telling you what my experience. I've 22 years of playing with stickers. And that's the experience that I'm pushing that. That's the realness that you're going to get, because okay, I've seen this before, so I'm going to mess with it. If I don't know how to mess with it, I'm going to figure it out, and then I'm going to tell you all about it. That's it.
I think I'm hoping whatever the vibes were, and during that time period when it really popped off, I'm hoping we can bring some of that back. Yeah,
it's already in there.
It's got to be, right.
Oh yeah.
Like that's
I've got some.
Yeah.
I can't not be goofy. You know what I mean?
So I think I hope that, so if this goes right and people really understand what we're trying to do, right, and we can, a lot of people will gravitate to this and support it, right? So like in the tool business, right, like everybody, they'll call you and they'll have all these ideas, right, and they're gonna say, hey, I need this strap, man. And and it's like, even if it was a great idea, right? Like people don't realize the time and effort and all like the money and, to get a product to market is a lot. It's a lot of work, right? Just like creating good content is a lot of work. And the more that people support that, the more that we could do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like, I hope people put that together. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like that sounds real rich coming from me, being a owner of a tool company and creating media and videos and stuff to say, hey, look, you want more.
But there's been a lot of times where I've seen a new product that's been launched, and it might be a little expensive.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wish I could just try it like one time.
Sure.
Just to see.
Yeah.
If it's something like, because I like my own style, I like things.
Well,
we were talking about how like you get stuck on a knife, man. You don't give up that knife for your whole career. You know what I mean?
And it's not necessarily like that. It's better. Like,
no, it's just your style.
You're used to it. You're used to that. Like I see people using knives and I can grab the tip of it and I can move the blade around and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, no. I don't like that. I don't want, my cuts are bad enough. I don't need any help here.
Yeah, right.
You know?
But that's one thing that I thought of at the very beginning of this, whenever I was saying, okay, well, what would I want to see? I want to see those tools and those products and that film that I'm curious about.
Sure.
And those people are giving me that first look that like, okay, well, I trust this guy because I see his experience he's been doing this for a long time.
Sure.
Right. I trust his, experience, and he's funny.
Yeah.
So, and then they look at it, and all that trust and all the stuff behind it. And they say, okay, I want to buy that now. I have trust that I know that I can use that and that's going to be good for me and my team. Right. Or it's like, no, it's probably not. So they didn't have to spend the money on it and they can go on to something else.
Sure.
Right. It's completely open,
What about the pressure
of timing?
No. Well, all of it really.
Or the pressure of just to perform.
All of it. Every bit of it. Like I wonder, some of these people, and I can see it in the emails and the messages, like there's like a little sense of like, obviously some of these people have never really been in camera, in front of the camera much. And they haven't, this is something new for them. Right. Mm-hmm. So there's that pressure. And then like in your situation, like you're going to have to stay neutral.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's,
that's,
there's going to be scumbags out there that are going to be like, hey man, I'll slide you a couple extra $100
it's
and make
constantly rolling in the back of my head that I have to stay true to that. You know what I mean? And that's, and I'm good at that.
Yeah.
I can definitely tell somebody no, for sure. Like, no, we're good. We're good, bro. Yeah.
Get out of here.
And whenever it comes to pressure of like, performing and the timing and the shows and all that stuff, it's fuck it for me, man.
Yeah.
I'm going for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's pressure.
Sure.
There's fears. There's emotion. There's all of it's there.
Sure.
But I'm just gonna digest it and just go straight forward.
Yeah.
Jump right in.
Good for you, because not a lot of people can do that. You know what I mean? And
there's a lot of times where I haven't been able to do that.
Sure.
But I'm choosing this one. You know what I mean?
Good for you.
I'm really gonna go after it.
I'm rooting for you. Like I said,
it's gonna be fun.
I think it's gonna be badass.
It's gonna be fun.
I do. Because I think about it. It's like it's a big deal for there's a lot of people in this industry. Mm-hmm. Austin settled on 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm completely grateful.
Hey, me too.
Hashtag blessed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. But it's like when you start talking like that, it's like, oh, hold on a minute. Like, shit, he could have went with anybody. He picked me. Fuck. Yeah. I better make this thing stand out. You know what I mean?
Because the people that they think they could be in that position are watching.
Right. Oh, yeah. And they're going,
like, come on.
This guy.
Did he just say that?
Yeah.
What? Whatever.
He didn't say his sentence right. Yeah. He didn't say his sentence right. I told you they should pick me.
So, I mean, and that's whenever you've made it, though.
Yeah.
Whenever you're doing something that's important and different, then there's going to be those people out there that are like, no, you could have done it differently. Well, you could do it differently, but you're not going to do that over here.
Sure. No, I agree. I feel that. I just, and I know that the reason I brought it up is like I know that some of the other people that are in our group got to feel the same way, right? And it's
and I hope it drives them though.
Me too. Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it up. I felt I wanted to fill this out and just see where you were with it, make sure that because obviously this deal, I'm never trying to put somebody on the spot. I just for them like hey, I know how they're feeling too. Like I feel the same way.
But I consider us all hitters, like heavy hitters. We're
for
good.
sure.
We've been doing this. We've been here.
Yeah.
So it's everybody's deserving.
And then I think the other side of that too is like, I think it's important for the people that are subscribing and watching and being and joining us on this journey to know that, hey, we're still people too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we are going to make mistakes. We're not perfect, but our specialty is rapping.
Yeah.
Right?
And we don't think we're like better than all the people that are watching, whatever. We're here to just like make sure everybody just keeps going. Let's do this.
Kind of the opposite. I think most of us recognize that I'm big on like compartmentalizing, right? Like so in my head, like I'm just trying to like put things in sectors, and like I look back and I'm like, why has my content always seemed to struggle a little bit? And it's like, so here lately, me and Josh have been on these conversations where it's like, when we're in install mode, watch the fuck out, because we're gonna get after it. We're gonna do it. But it's in content mode. Watch out. We're gonna do it. We're gonna crush that space. It's when the two start trying to cross and live in the same space at the same time. It's where it gets challenging. Right. You know what I mean? And so, but like for this, like the shows, the PID shows thing, like I'm excited about that because it's not just that. It doesn't have to be that way. Mm-hmm. Like Charlie, like he did his the other day. Charlie's pretty good about just whenever, how, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I've seen him out at WFCT last year. Like he's just got his phone out and he was like, "Hey, what's up, Charlie out here?" He's good like that.
And I've never been that type of person.
It's tough. It's hard. You know what I mean? Like it's like trying to get in that space where it's like,
Yeah, we very much operate in a system based scenario.
Preparation for us is key. Yeah. Like we go into stuff expecting to do well because we're prepared, right?
Yeah, and like I said before, I've always been that guy that'll just jump onto a video for 3 seconds and do something goofy for a laugh, and that's it. Mm-hmm. But this means a little bit more, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm going to make you laugh. There's going to be some goofy shit, but like it's there's a lot more to it.
Sure. And the funny thing is, like that's another thing Scott and I've been talking about is like trying to be able to not necessarily rebrand ourselves as those people that can get on there and just like pop off a quick like thought piece or whatever we're doing throughout the day, but like being able to share like what our day to day looks like more to just, I don't know, because it's interesting. I would have liked to know, what's happening in some of these rap shops. Like what are they actually going through? Because if it's the same as what we're going through, then
it makes you feel better about the shit you're going through.
Yeah. Well, and it kind of goes back to the whole pain is dead thing in the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. Like I was excited about rapping and I thought it was cool, but nobody else does. And they're all, you know what I mean? Like, so then like that and so this is kind of the same thing is like, man, I'm struggling with this. And like, you look around, it's like, man, it doesn't look like John Doover's struggling with this. You know what I mean? But then all of a sudden you talk to him and he's like, nah, bro, life stuff.
Yeah, this sucks.
Yeah. I'm in it too. We're good. And then like, it's a refreshing feeling, you know?
Yeah. You alive, you breathing.
You get that from the shows a lot. You go to the shows and like probably mainly the after parties.
Well, I think that's what I was talking about that tapped into earlier about the people that were at the training that I went to.
Yeah.
Just kind of talking to them and seeing what their whole day to day was and their little tips and tricks and magic tricks and stuff. But it's the same thing. Yeah. It makes you feel better. It's like, okay,
just
we're all kind of in this shit.
Yeah. We're all in this together kind of thing.
I know I felt a certain way not being at RapsCon last year.
Yeah.
Like after going 2 years and then like not going last year, I don't know.
And that's one of the things that I'm very, very excited about.
Yeah.
Is I've never been the one to go to these shows. I've been to Orlando a few times just because we live in Florida. For like ISA and stuff, but like these bigger like rap type,
I would look into WFCT. I went last year, 10,000 to win. Yeah. 10,000 bones.
That's all the money for you, Scott.
It's a lot of money for me. But you wrap a mirror and a hood. That's it.
For 10 grand.
For 10 grand.
Just don't cut the paint.
Don't cut the paint. Don't. I mean, there's a few. They got a few. Like there's like.
There's a timed, and then you have a couple little.
Yeah, they I think it was like 8 minutes on the mirror.
Come on down.
Yeah, 30 minutes on the hood.
It's not a Porsche mirror, is it?
It was a Camry or a Corolla mirror. I think it was a Corolla mirror because it had the little humps on the back edge.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it was still challenging. The pressure's on, and they did some goofy stuff like they wouldn't let me wear my headphones, which is kind of strange. Like it's not necessary for me to wear them. It's just like
It's my zone.
Yeah, like I'm trying to build this space where I'm dialed in, and they're like, nope.
That's weird.
We're going to be standing over you the whole time watching
go off next to you. It's like halfway through it.
It's strange. It was, but it was cool. It was a good experience. But Charlie won it last year, and that was it's pretty big, and that's right in your back door. You know what I mean? Like it's where actually this year.
Where is that?
Well, last year it was in Orlando. This year I think it's in Reno. Okay. Yeah, a little bit further away, but
that, and to do some traveling and stuff, and just get out of town for a little bit.
So, there's not a whole lot of like restriction on the shows, right? Mm-hmm. And so like we've been kind of playing with the idea of like integrate, like maybe even doing like sub shows inside the show, and just obviously we've got the thing that we're shooting for the show, but then we've played with some other ideas to be able to integrate, like Josh was saying, like maybe every once in a while just a quick pull your phone out, shoot it. And have you played around with that idea much? I know that
the only thing that I've ever really thought about up to this point is just doing like just teasers, like little behind the scenes type teasers, and talk like as I'm filming something.
Yep.
Just being like, hey man, just here's what I'm doing today, just to keep people kind of interested and like seeing what I'm doing, instead of like one day a week or one day every couple of weeks.
I didn't think
these
about
these little pieces.
Yeah, for you, it's kind of cool. So if you get a tool from somebody, you can show that 3 seconds of it, and then be like, oh, I need to watch this show and check out the rest of that. And okay, gotcha.
Like this one's coming up next week or whatever.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's exciting. Yeah, I like that. I think I mean obviously it seemed obvious. I say that it's kind of obvious after the fact. As soon as you guys said the unboxing thing, I was like, oh, of course we got to have that. Like we don't have that in our space.
No, I don't think anybody's doing it.
Not that I've heard.
I mean, I've seen a few people just doing them randomly. This is what I just bought, kind of thing. But
I've seen people try it, but it's like it seems like everything within this industry is like they try it for a while, and then it just kind of like just dive bombs.
Well, but I mean, think about it. Like if they're
and then it goes away.
If they're rapping for a living, right? If they're getting paid to rap and they're not getting paid to do reaction videos,
right. Yeah, the rapping definitely overtakes whatever that is.
Well, yeah, but it's simple because one you're getting paid, the other one you're not. With this opportunity, we have an opportunity to actually get paid for it. Yeah. Like that's huge.
That's awesome.
And it's kind of risky on Pain is Dead's part. Kind of.
But it's coming from the money's coming from the people that want it.
They want to see it.
So it's not just the.
I just meant the ones like because we could screw it up. You know what I mean? Like we could drop the ball and make Austin Pain is Dead look stupid.
Yeah, but we're not that type of people.
No. I'm a pretty big fuck up. I can screw up pretty good. I mean,
but it's the bounce back. It's the comeback.
But I just think like even that's kind of inspiring to me to think that like, man, that's a lot of trust. Like that's cool. Like I'm like, hell yeah.
Pumped.
Like that's,
really pumped.
Yeah, excited.
I'm really excited too. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you earlier, we were talking about some of the custom stuff. Looking back, is there anything that really stands out? Like just something that you wrap that's just like, and I get asked this question all the time from people. You know what I mean?
They're like, put me on the spot.
I know, and I try. I really genuinely try not to do that.
Yeah.
But I just know that y'all done some cool shit. And I heard you reference like Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and man, I can just remember like seeing the videos coming out into it one for a while that were just like, what the fuck? Like, dude, these are like even just the video quality was dope. You know what I mean? Right. Like back then, I don't remember a whole lot of people. I don't know if he was hiring camera crews or what. But
no, it was one guy.
Yeah,
yeah, he was really good. He did well.
Yeah. Did he worked with y'all? Like it was.
Yeah, he was there all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just shot little videos all day long.
That and like that crew back then, like that was just like it seemed like a pretty tight knit group.
Yeah, we were all besties too. Yeah. So it was a madhouse. Yeah. There's never ending shit talking and just it's craziness. I mean, the shop talk is. I mean, it's just that's what it was. If you weren't like, we didn't really like. We had to let everybody know when there was like females coming through the shop because there's no telling when anybody's going to come out. What's going to come out of somebody's mouth? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we wanted to try to be respectful, but yeah, it's one thing that I don't know, man. That's wraps so much stuff. And
there had to be some wicked cool stuff that went through there. I mean,
it was always cool. I mean, it was something because it was always next level. We were always trying to do something. Somebody would come in with an idea. We're like, no. let's
even
bump it up.
Even a better question than that, then I guess, would be like, did you ever or have you ever gotten numb to that, like the creative part of it? Like, did it ever get to a point to where it was just like
I got numb to the level of cars, like
right?
the
Yeah,
type,
I heard you say that.
Yeah.
But as far as like pushing the limits, that's always been like that's your MO. That's
yeah. And that's a learned behavior from Austin. I think.
Yeah.
Because if it were me, honestly, man, I probably would have hit a comfort zone and just done one type of thing.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
And it was.
It's easy to do. Like for us, it was like race cars and trailers, right?
Yeah.
There's so much of that shit here.
Yeah.
It's
Might
like,
as well just do that, right?
yeah. Why? Yeah. We don't have to push the limits. Now, obviously, inside that subculture, like it was like, well, I'm seeing these guys do chrome wraps. Why don't we implement some of that stuff over here?
Right.
Oh yeah, they definitely pushed the limits on that stuff.
So it was like we could do it too, but it was still with inside this other little, you know what I mean?
Right.
And we could have pushed the limits harder. Like, we've done some drivers' cars and stuff because most of these guys have, like, they're all millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
They all have, car collections. Like, we
Right.
could have really leaned into that and tried to get, but it was just like, kind of.
That takes a lot of time to
got
do
our
those
space.
custom cars.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. And I think we talked about that on the way up here. That I think I would much rather do the custom stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't pay as much.
Sure.
And it takes a lot more time.
Yeah.
But it keeps me creative. And like you're talking about right now, it just helps you push the limit
Sure.
even more every day. You know what I mean? You have to stay creative. If you're not creative, then it's just not going to work.
Yeah. It just sucks the life out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about that until just now. I just kind of assumed that was your role. So what's your split versus
You pick it, I stick it.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
It
doesn't
doesn't
matter.
matter.
Yeah.
So phone
I've
ring,
touched it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So commercial graphics, interior stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah. Floors, walls.
Yeah.
Windows.
You're for hire.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I guess just because the whole paint is dead thing and like, kind of your personality
Mm-hmm.
type, I just assumed that, you
That's my MO though.
Sure.
I mean, it's. I'm glad that you know me as that because that's
Yeah.
kind of what I went after.
Yeah.
Once I started hitting that level of install, that level of types of installs, that's what I wanted because
Yeah.
that's what it gave me attention. You know what I mean? People were just like, "Oh shit, you just did that!" Like, $1 million Bugatti.
And I'll tell students, like when we have classes and stuff, I'll tell them like if a guy's going to trust you with his Ferrari, chances are he's going to trust you with his fleet of 30 vans. Right. And then sometimes vice versa. If you come in on the commercial side and you knock a home run with his commercial vans, there may be an opportunity there for you to step into like, doing his personal cars.
Right. But here's the thing. And we learned this back when we were at our second shop and we were in the midst of kind of revamping everything, painting the floors, doing all the cool stuff. There was a guy that came in and he taught us all a lesson. I think that day he walked in, he's like, "Look, man, I'm going to drop my, Ferrari such and such off with you."
458 Spider.
Yeah. So whatever. and he was like, "Listen, I'm just going to tell you guys right now. I know I have a lot of friends with very expensive cars, supercars, whatever. If your shop does not look like their garage at home, they're not going to drop it off. So if you're used to doing commercial and you're wanting to tap in to doing these high-end cars and very, very, very elite type installs, you got to step your shop game up because they're not going to. They're going to walk.
I've seen like updated shots of 201. It's pretty slick.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I hate the floor.
Really?
That black and gray spotted or whatever. You drop a screw.
Yeah.
Drop a screw. I dare
going
you.
forever.
It's just might as well go to the bucket and get
Yeah.
another one because you ain't finding it.
Yeah.
But other than that, those guys have done a really good job.
Yeah, it's clean. I think that place has come a long ways for sure.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. But to your point with the looking the part, we had Justin Norton on from Atlanta Custom Wraps, and he kind of gave the same spiel about like his buying a hypercar. He was like, if he's like a Corvette in a Corvette community, it's great. Like, but you take your Corvette over here and you're going to talk to guys that are driving Ferraris and McLarens. He's like, it's not the same conversation.
Yeah, that's like Elon Musk woke up with Oprah's money, he'd jump out the window. You know what I'm saying? It's different. There's
different.
levels to this shit.
Yeah, it really is, right? It's just different. It's that, and so when you start having those conversations, being able to, just because you're doing, I hear what you're saying. Just because you're doing their vans, they come in and they're looking around. They're like, yeah, this place is great for my vans.
You've got a commercial shop, yeah. And you're making a lot of money, and you're turning these vehicles. You know what I mean? Sure. But when you want to hit that guy, you want to get that guy's Lambo in there. He's not going to drop it off to that shop.
Yeah,
because you're going to be working on a work truck right next to a hypercar or a supercar or whatever, and he's not going to be very comfortable about that.
100%. Well, dude, I'm excited for you, man. I like I said, I think you're a great fit. I do. I'm so glad you came up. And this was a little last minute, so I appreciate you.
Oh no, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like I said. I mean, I almost didn't make it because I was working on that car and it had to be done.
Sure.
You know?
Oh, they always do.
Yeah. So legit, like I put my squeegee down and walked out.
Got in the car.
So I'm so glad it worked out, and I was able to come up because this is huge for me. I've never been on a podcast or anything like that. So
well, hopefully you enjoyed yourself.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty laid back.
Yeah, it's cool.
We keep it chill,
So 10 out of 10.
So yeah, I look forward to seeing where that goes. I've said it a few times now. I think you're a great fit. I've been doing this here lately where before I wrap up everything, I'll ask like if there's anything else that you want to touch on or anything that maybe you forgot to say or something that you may want to talk about. While you think about it, I'll tell you why. We had Brad Felt. He's a friend of mine. He's an installer. He's been in the industry a long time. He came on. He did a late night episode with us, and like we got started like midnight. He flew in on a red eye. We were doing a job the next day together. Right. Like that's just the way it worked.
Throw one
out.
in.
Yeah. And but I was super glad he did because Brad's cool as fuck and he does a lot of racing stuff. So I was really excited about the episode. As soon as we walked out the door, he was like, "Fuck." I was like, "What's up?" He was like, "I forgot to shout out my wife," and I was like, "Damn, that's tough." Like. Just to really, like I almost felt like, all right, let's get back in there. Let's shout out Brad's wife real quick. So now moving forward, this little segment, I'm just going to shout out Brad's wife pretty much every time. Okay. Like, so she's going to get a proper shout out
Brad's wife. Brad's wife.
But I say all that to say, like, if there was something else that you wanted to say or something else that you wanted to touch on before we
I have a favorite quote that I like to tell everybody.
Fuck yeah.
Gratitude changes everything.
Ooh.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. So if you can. We all go through really, really hard times sometimes. And we'd like to get stuck. I think as humans, we like to get stuck on the negative shit. Find a little piece of gratitude. Yeah. Find a way to be grateful for why this is happening to you. Change your life completely.
Hell yeah. I think that's awesome advice. I couldn't agree with that more. So
that's it.
Dude, awesome. Great episode. I'm so glad that you joined us.
I look forward to everything in the future that will.
Yeah, we're going to do some cool shit. Yeah, like I'm looking forward to it. Me and Lambert were talking about it. So the race car that's out on the floor, it's fully operational.
Don't tell me that.
Right? We're going to shred. We're going to do some cool videos. Like we just got the asphalt done. So that's happening.
Yeah.
Like that's going down.
And if you wreck something, that's your own asphalt.
Right. Exactly. All right, Lambert, we miss anything?
No, I think we're good.
Thank you guys so much, man.
No problem. Thank you. All right, let's go.